Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make a magic circle. There are lots of different variations, different ways you can do it, and I don't expect that everybody will be able to do it the way I do, but find what way works for you and stick with it. You will oftentimes use a magic circle when you're working amigurumi, or I use them when I do bandanas or shawls, when you have to start and build out. So right now I have a bandana that I'm going to show you that I have started from right here with a magic circle, and then you build out whatever your stitch is. This is just a granny stitch, and so let's get to it. All right, so what you're going to need is whatever your project calls for: your hook, your yarn needle, your scissors, your pattern. Right now I just have a regular worsted weight yarn, and this is like I think this is Red Heart Super Saver in mustard that was accidentally sent to me by a company when I made an order. So I'm using a number 6, or I'm using a J hook, which is a 6mm hook. I'm hoping that this is just kind of big enough to give you an idea of how I do my stitch. So first, I crochet with my right and I hold my yarn with my left. So I'm going to take the yarn in my left hand and I'm going to drape the tail over my fingers towards my palm. Then I'm going to grab the other end of my tail and the other end of my yarn. So the yarn is pinched in between my thumb and my forefinger. Then I grab the other side of the yarn, not the tail, and I'm going to wrap it around my first 2 fingers. Go underneath, and I like to kind of nudge it in between my thumb and my pointer finger, my first finger, and I'm going to continue to wrap it around. So you're going to kind of make an X. You want it to look like an X with that second wrap going over the top. And then I take that end of the yarn that we were working with, and I grab it between my ring and pinky fingers. So this is what it looks like when I flip my hand up. All right, so then I'm going to take my hook. I'm going to insert it underneath that first yarn, not the one on top, underneath. I'm going to rotate so that the hook is down towards my fingers. I'm going to grab that yarn. I'm going to come up so there's a loop on my hook. It's kind of twisted. And then I'm going to hold it with my right pointer finger. I'm going to go over top of the yarn that's wrapped around my fingers. This other piece of yarn that is tucked underneath my pinky and ring finger, I'm going to go scoop underneath that, and I'm going to pull it through the loop. It works better when you don't pull the loop so tight. And there. So that is how I start my magic circle. And I don't ever count this as a stitch, especially if I'm working single crochets. I like my single crochet to actually be the first stitch. So then I would work, if you're doing an amigurumi, you would work your stitches, your single crochets. Normally I kind of hold into the ring and I just work. Let's work a few single crochets. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So then you've got your 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That first one can be a little bit small. So when you're here, you just pull your tail. And sometimes I like to work that first, whatever I'm working into that first stitch. It can get a little tight when you pull your circle all the way closed. So I will work into this stitch before I completely cinch this closed. But this is what it looks like when it's completely closed. And you should have a nice circle. And then you just work in the round. And that is how I do my magic circle. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know if it was helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!